I had an opening kill, at least I want to throw out there, nomination with the rattlesnake in the back of the truck because I hate snakes, and that was the biggest jump scare of my life. I was like, so yeah, there it is, boys. Fucking give me a butter knife.
I appreciated that. Thank you for bringing that up as well, because we would have just skipped over that.
No one cares about that part. It's literally just me
they
and
really don't.
my fear of snakes. That's it.
Let's see. Judges, do we have the opening kill sounder? No, we don't.
I don't hear
No,
it.
it's not coming in.
I tried.
This is Opening Kill. The following program contains mature content, explicit language, and detailed discussion of on-screen deaths. Spoilers are unavoidable. Listener discretion is advised.
And welcome back once again to Opening Kill, your favorite horror podcast. My name is Michael Duran, and we've got a special episode. We've got episode 67, as the kids are saying, 67 with Sinners. I also have my co-host, Brian O'Connor. How are we feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. You know, I think this is a great movie. We have a special guest we're going to bring on here in a little bit as well to dissect this movie, but I think it was a nice choice to do this movie this week.
Right? Like, this one kind of reminds me that, like, it's one of those rare movies that when you're watching, you're like, this is why we watch movies. Like, it's pure cinema. And, I mean, yeah, there's a lot to dive into with this one, but we'll get there eventually. But,
Right.
Did you see anything interesting is the important question we have to ask now.
I did. So I was part of the masses that went to the Michael Jackson biopic. Michael on. I went to a preview on Thursday night, and it was pretty full. And the thing made like over $200 and some odd million over the weekend. Blew everybody else out of the water.
Holy shit.
Enjoyed that immensely. As far as the horror genre, I did go back and I watched a movie that I had never seen before. It was a movie called Sunshine from 2007. Directed by Danny Boyle. Just a stacked cast. Rose Byrne, Chris Evans, Michelle Yeoh, Cillian Murphy, and Benedict Wong. And it's about a team of international astronauts who go on this incredibly dangerous mission to reignite the dying sun with a nuclear fission bomb in the year 2057. So had never seen it before and actually hadn't even heard of it until a friend said, hey, you need to check this movie out. And it was pretty good. A few horror elements in it, primarily sci-fi, but fun movie.
I mean, the sun's always up to shenanigans in film, it seems like, because that was the issue with Project Hail Mary, is
Right.
the sun was dying. And so apparently that's a big selling point in sci-fi, is the sun's dying, we got to figure it out. But it has Cillian Murphy, so I definitely want to check it out. He's one of my favorite actors. Do you see his penis in it?
Well, you do not in this one.
Okay. Well, you do in 28 Days Later. So I just figured I'd ask. It's no
Well,
biggie.
I'm glad you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still watch it, but I just wanted to prepare my expectations. But that sounds like a fun one. I'm into that. I'll check it out. So I watched one from 2020. It was been in my watch list for fucking ever, and I just had never gotten around to watching it. It's called Anything for Jackson. And it's about this elderly couple of like little satanic psychos they are, and they kidnap a pregnant woman in hopes of putting like a hex on her that will then make the baby inside her come out to be their dead grandson, Jackson. So lots going on. And it was really low budget, but there's a couple really cool effects in here. It's super bloody, and it's a Shudder original, so you can check it out on Shudder. I'd say it's definitely worth watching. I was kind of like very impressed. I had low expectations, even though I'd been wanting to see it. And they definitely met my expectations. And because Shudder originals, they're very hit or miss, but this one's a hit, I'd say. So Anything for Jackson, definitely worth checking out, especially because it's just kind of it's a weird movie. You see old people and they're not supposed to be evil like this. And yeah, these guys suck. You hate them.
Well, there you go. It sounds like a good time.
Absolutely.
Well, shall we jump into this week's episode?
We shall.
Why don't you bring in our guest?
Yeah, well, let's do that. Our guest is a man with many talents, a lot of faults as well, but we look past them. One of my, like a very old friend of mine, Kurt, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and a blessing, gentlemen.
Oh,
Long
wow.
time listener, first time caller. That's where I'm going with the radio buddies here. So, no, it's a pleasure.
You're like
Awesome.
long-time hater, first-time guest.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, thanks for coming on, Kurt, and doing some play-by-play on the movie Sinners. We'll get into it. Just the Facts, directed and written by Ryan Coogler, released April the 18th, 2025. Kind of a long movie, 138 minutes long, rated R, obviously. Filmed entirely in the great state of Louisiana. Stars Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Miles Caton, and Jack O'Connell. $90 million is what they spent on it, and I think it did okay. $370 million at the box office. Nominated for nearly 500 different awards, including setting a record for 16 Academy Award nominations. Won 4 of those: Best Original Screenplay, Best Actor, Best Achievement in Music, and Best Achievement in Cinematography. And if you are one of the 3 people on the planet that did not see this film, it's about twin brothers who return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. And there it is.
Yes. That's it. I was very excited that Michael B. Jordan won for Best Actor. I thought that was an important one, and not one I necessarily thought they were going to give to it. So I'm really glad, because he is fantastic in this, especially with like
dual roles, and to be able to pull that off. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
And I mean, there was a lot of things they did, from like filming it just 2 different times with a stand-in for the other twin. They sometimes use CGI, but it's seamless. It really looks incredible, especially this one scene where they pass a cigarette back and forth. And it's just like, how the fuck did they do that? And that was one of the CG shots, but it's cool.
We see that right out of the gate. That's like one of the first scenes we see in the film. And you're right. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
It takes place in 1932. Twin brothers Elijah Smoke and Elias Stack Moore returned to Clarksdale, Mississippi, after spending 7 years in Chicago, where they've been working for the mob, of course. And they come home with stolen money and a plan to build something of their very own.
That's right. They on Saturday morning, they purchase an abandoned sawmill from a local landowner and set out to transform this into their very own juke joint for the Black community. And the goal, very, very simple. It's lofty, though. Open that very night. So flip a sawmill around into a juke joint in less than 24 hours.
I mean, not even 24 hours. It's like 12 hours. I mean,
12 hours.
It's like same day. I mean, that's
and they
an
don't
amazing...
even have. They don't have anybody serving alcohol yet. They have nothing, no crew, just a hope and a dream, and that's enough.
Man. So they start putting their crew together, and their younger cousin Sammy, he's a very gifted singer and guitarist, and he joins them despite his preacher father warning him that blues music is sinful and stay away from it. Don't go, getting into trouble with the blues.
It reminds me of like a lot of like the religious families I grew up with. It's like music. It's a portal. It's a portal for Satan to take your soul. And this dad was given that kind of energy. It was hey, how about you just support your kid who's super talented? That's
right.
That's an option.
I thought it was an effective use of that, though, where it wasn't necessarily like, it does get its message across effectively and clearly, but it doesn't smack you across the head. Like, it's not
right.
It's something where you can see Sammy dealing with the expectations in real time, but you can also tell that this is something he deals with every day, or like anytime he wants to go play. And so he's just moving through the I guess the movements of an everyday, and his dad. And I don't know, as a father, I kind of have that moment where it's like, come on, like, are you going to get it this time? But
Right.
yeah, for him, it's just like, no, I got to go. Now I'm going to do what I have to right now, but
Right.
I'll see you tomorrow. Like, I'll be at
Yeah.
service. Like, let me go.
Okay, yeah.
And the movie starts on a very ominous note because it starts one day in the past where we see Sammy
Mhm.
throwing open the door to his father's church. They're in the middle of a service and he's all cut up and he's bleeding and all this. And then, we cut away from that title that says one day earlier. And that's where we meet the brothers who've just
Yeah.
rolled back into town and they're starting to do this. So all of these events in this film take place over the course of a day, which is pretty unreal because there's a lot that goes on.
Right.
Right. And I think that's something that's so cool about this movie. It takes its time. Like, with how, like, before anything crazy happens, it spends 45 minutes introducing these people to you and doing it in a way that makes you actually care about
Yes.
them. And it kind of lets your guard down and you forget that, oh, bad things are going to happen to every single one of them. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, really well done.
I will say it was one of the things that kind of turned me off at first, that it took so long to really get into it. And I wasn't sure until the action actually hits. I mean, we're almost close to an hour in before it really starts going. But then once that started, it was like, you know what? Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
And this whole build up to the action actually was a pretty brilliant move. But I wasn't sure at first because it was like, I'm like, is this a horror film? I
Right.
mean, what's happening here?
And
So
I've been looking at it, at least since I saw it. Because the Trojan horse term, like Trojan horsing something in horror is pretty common. But I feel like this is the inverse of that, where like it sucks in the non-horror folks and it can bring in a wider audience just because of the fact that you spend so much time building this like incredibly intricate and detailed uh economy in this place and just these people, and you buy into them so hard that when you start to actually see what happens to them, like it's just so effective. It's like, no, this is a real thing and you have monsters. Like this is real life for these people, and it's beautiful in that way. And like there's so many things I had no idea about, like the Asian American influence in that region at that time. Had no idea. I mean, just so many things going on, and it's just a beautiful. At least for me, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I first saw this thing, I was like, so Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan are vampire hunters, and they have a bunch of others hopping in, and we're gonna go killing vampires, baby. And that's what I thought we were getting into. And so, yeah, I was definitely very much wrong-footed by that opening and how long it takes, like to your point there, Brian. So I don't know. I just really, I fell in love with the opening probably right away. And then the more I watch it, the more I'm just blown away at how well it's done.
And speaking of the Asian,
yeah, I was glad you brought that up because we now meet Grace and Bo Chow. But it's really interesting about this family is because they own two shops, essentially. One in the black side of town and the other directly across the street in the white area. And it's crazy how like it is literally one street that separates it. And because they are Asian, they do kind of get a pass into like the white side. It's a very
they're
interesting
also accepted
dynamic
in the black side. Like
right. It's a
both.
very interesting dynamic. And I really like these characters, Grace and Bo. And that's where Smoke tries to get Grace to make a sign for their new juke joint.
Can I have us back up just like very slight? I had an opening kill, at least I want to throw out there, nomination with the rattlesnake in the back of the truck because I hate snakes, and that was the biggest jump scare of my life. I was like, yeah. So yeah, there it is, boys. Fucking give me a butter knife or something.
The fucking snake.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, that popped me good. I was like, no. And then just ka-chow. I'm like, all right.
That was nice.
God.
I appreciated that. Thank you for bringing that up as well, because we would have just skipped over that.
No one cares about that part. It's literally just
No,
me
they
and
really don't.
my fear of snakes. That's it.
Let's see. Judges, do we have the opening kill sounder? No, we don't. No, it's not coming in.
I tried.
You tried. I appreciate
the effort. That's amazing.
You tried to Trojan horse in an opening kill.
Yo!
Like, look at you.
Look at me.
On our show, Michael, can you even the gall? I mean,
The audacity of this kind of malarkey on opening kill is just insane. I would expect nothing less from a Dodgers fan.
Exactly.
well, here we go. Baseball coming in hot with baseball. Jeez.
Where were we? Fuck.
Well, we're talking
Sorry,
about
my
the
bad.
local Chinese shopkeeping couple that these were some of my favorite characters, and their relationship, and they have a daughter named Lisa too, who also works in the shop. She bounces between the two shops as well. We should mention that Smoke does shoot a couple of guys in the leg out on the streets, which I thought was a pretty funny sequence of events as well.
And he spits
But,
knowledge at the young lady he gets to sit in the seat. It's like, no, we're talking numbers. It's a conversation. Like,
yes,
you talk
He's
back.
like, I need
give
you
me
to
a
watch.
number.
Exactly. Watch this truck, and you're not going to do it for free. You're going to we're going to negotiate.
Yes,
He teaches
I
her
love that.
a valuable skill.
Yes.
And then even the people he shoots, he slips some money to get doctored up. So like, this shows kind of like the mob, which is what these two brothers have integrated themselves into.
Right.
There is a side of the mob that people don't like to talk about, which is they do a lot for the community. And this is kind of like showing that kind of mindset within the mob, which is, interesting. And I like that they included that with this character. So, yeah. But yeah, he has to keep up appearances, so he shoots them.
He does.
He is so good as the muscle, though. Like,
dude,
he's like
incredible.
The idea of Smoke, just holy cow, like a pure, true muscle. It's just like, God damn. Capone's
so cool.
probably pissed. Just lost his best muscle. Jesus.
So we've got the Chow family on board. They're going to contribute to this new juke joint. We meet another one of my favorite characters. He's a musician by the name of Delta Slim. And he's at this station downtown out on the sidewalk, playing the blues, and then Smoke and Sammy show up and they try and tell him, you need to come and work with us at our new juke joint we're putting in tonight. And we pay you $20 a night. And he already has been going to this other place for the last 10 years every Saturday night. And he's not going to do it until he gets bribed with $40 a night and all of the Irish beer out of northern Chicago he can drink, which I thought, man, I'm into Irish beer too. I would have done it just for the beer and not the money. But he's a great presence in this film.
And can you believe he does? And can you believe this guy wasn't a musician before the movie?
Oh yeah, dang.
He learned. He taught himself, and he learned from they had a professional harmonica player on set, and he would kind of just mimic and So, but he's incredible in this, and I do love he loves alcoholic beverages. This man, Delta Slim. So
he does
the Irish beer because it was unique. He'd never tried it, and so it's just like, oh fuck, this shit's dope.
There's another part of it too, where he is both the traumatic heart and the comic relief. He does both, and he does it.
He does.
He gives you so much to think about on that historical lens, where it's like, I've done this, and he's the one who's getting up and talking to the chain gang and everything else, and it's like he's got so much to say, but at the same time, he's the first one to shit himself when things go down. It's really, really well done.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. So they're going along down the road, and they stop at this plantation, this cotton plantation, and they approach yet another person, guy that we like to call Cornbread, who is working the field, and he and Smoke have this very entertaining exchange back and forth. And this is going to be our security guard at the new juke joint. And I can't think of anybody else better than this guy. Just a big, big man.
big man, and I love how Smoke is like swearing, and Cornbread's wife's right there, and he's like, "Can't
Yep.
talk this way. You can't talk this way around my wife." And then he's like, "The only thing you need to worry about your wife is like how hard she's gonna fuck you when she realizes how
Yeah.
much this is gonna pay."
Yes.
And then when he's about to beat ass, and she's like, "No, wait."
Yeah. How much
How
is
much we're
it?
talking?
Yeah.
And Smoke's
so
like,
good.
fuck your wife.
It's like, what the
That's,
fuck?
I think that's what got him to like start to charge him. And then he,
Right.
yeah.
Hey, but at the end of the day, they got their door guy, so
They
it
did.
works. Cornbread is officially on board.
Smoke also reconnects with his estranged wife, Annie. She agrees to cook for the opening night, and she believes that her hoodoo practices protected the brothers during their time away. So, but
Yeah.
Smoke is still grieving the loss of their infant daughter, so
Mhm.
he's not so sure. But
Yeah, that's a really sad scene because he rolls up to the shop where Mary's at, and there's the little grave outside for their daughter, and
Mhm.
it's a sad scene. But then him and Annie, they reconnect real quick.
Whew,
And
boy, it's like they didn't miss a beat. Yeah.
they miss a beat, and he's hitting it from the back in the middle of the shop, which children just left. So hopefully no one comes back in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I
didn't
don't
even
think
put
they
a
would've
sock on
cared.
the door. Sheesh.
They did
Yeah.
it.
These
Golly. Maybe they have like a getting caught kink.
Yeah, no,
Could be.
I also just, I don't even know if, I think the hoodoo's working on all of them right there. It's just like the
Yeah.
fog going over. Like no one's going to see anything because she's making sure of it. But
Right.
holy
She
cow.
got a little spell going.
Yeah, what another, I mean, it's just a series of incredible introductions for the characters. Like you're just getting
yeah.
side character after side character, and it's all banger introductions.
Right.
And in this case, literally. So
Yeah.
It leading into a banging, and then we get yet another incredible introduction when we run into Mary, which is Stack's ex-lover, and this is great because she is white appearing, and Sammy's kind of like with still with Stack. He's kind of like, "What's that? There's like a white lady over there looking at you." And Mary walks over, and this is one of my favorite interactions in the entire movie. Because Stack's all like, "I thought I told you to stay the fuck away from me." And Mary
Right.
has this line that I will not do justice, but she's like, "You did, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I figured you changed your mind." And I had never heard the term coos before for vagina, and I haven't since, so I don't know how common of a phrase that was. But at first when I heard it, I was like,
dude,
I don't know how I feel about that.
yes.
Sounds like something you put on your beer to keep your hand warm.
Yeah, the koozie.
A koozie. Pardon? Come again? What?
Pardon?
Pardon?
Something darker is already moving toward them now. It's an Irish immigrant by the name of Remick, revealed to be a vampire, and he is being chased by some Choctaw hunters. And so he shows up at this cabin-like structure in the middle of this field where he encounters a Klansman couple. And now we get this.
The opening kill.
That's right.
And unfortunately, so he goes, he finally convinces them to let him in their little house. And so they do. And the Indians actually show up. There were Indian hunters that were after him because they knew he was a vampire. So they were trying to get him. And so the main guy is talking to the wife in the doorway. She's holding a gun on him. And the sun's starting to go down. So the rest of the Choctaw hunters are like, we gotta go. Let's wrap this up because after sundown, shit's going to get real. And so they leave, and then she shuts the door and goes looking for her husband, who off screen, unfortunately, has been bitten and turned, and then she's turned. So we actually have he's the opening kill and she's the second kill. And we saw nothing. This was all off screen. So they're butter knife for me.
Yeah, it's You mean you see him covered in blood, laying on the ground, and then Remick is sitting there all cool looking with blood all over his face with his dope ass eyes. But I do, yeah, I'll give it a butter knife, even though I don't hate the kill, but it's not. It is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a 3 for 3. The only thing is that it is such a effective setup that it really does kind of get you ready for something, and then I think taking it off screen has its own value somewhere else, but it definitely does not get the butcher. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Right. And I will say, interestingly enough, do you know who was auditioned for the role of like the Klansman husband?
Uh-uh.
No.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, what?
Wow.
Yeah, and
really?
he turned it down. According to him, he turned it down because he didn't want to say the N-word.
Oh,
Which I mean, valid,
Alright.
whatever.
sure.
But that would have been interesting to see him in this role.
Dang.
And as a
Agreed.
big MGK fan, I wouldn't have been mad at it.
Right.
Yo, you would have been losing it first time on screen, dude.
Let's not be subtle about it. I would have made some jeans cream over that.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is I would have been sitting like 3 rows back just checking on the boy after that, but you know what I mean? Like, wow.
Oh my God. That's funny. Well, that night, the juke joint opens and music fills the space. Sammy's performing alongside Delta Slim. And there's a young singer named Pearline who catches his attention.
Mhm.
And this is really such a cool scene once it gets going because the music is so cool. And his performance becomes something transcendent. It draws in the spirits of musicians from the past and the future alike. You see them, but they're not really there, right? So it's
Right.
kind of like this cool retro scene with all types of musicians, quote unquote, joining the party, past, present, and future. We have club DJs that aren't really
Yeah.
there, but we're seeing that it's almost a rave type
Yes.
music setting at one point. And they do this to establish the mood and establish what this juke joint is. And I was like, man, the soundtrack in this movie, I'm glad it won for achievement in music because it definitely deserved it. It's just so cool.
This scene is insane, and it's like, so it wasn't a one shot, but it appears to be a one shot. It was
Yeah.
actually filmed like there's like 3 different take because they use a different aspect ratio in it for like IMAX and stuff. So there was a lot of technical stuff that went into it. I watched something about it today, and my head started hurting when they were trying to explain it. I was like, that's just too much for me. But a really technical achievement this scene is, and just mind blowing. When I the first time I saw it, my jaw was just on the floor. The music is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
The appearances of these different like cultures all coming together, this historical aspect coming together to just pay tribute to what this juke joint means in this moment and what's happening is just so cool. I love this scene. It's one of the coolest scenes in movies. I'll say ever. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I think when the club DJs came in, when you get to see that, I got chills because it was such a cool effect, if you want to call it an effect, to add into this. I mean, this is a movie that takes place in 1932, and they're showing you, turntables from today and styles of music from today, and even some of the costumes from these musicians. It was pretty powerful.
I mean, it has a beat drop even it has it's so cool. And there's people like twerking and everything.
For just at that cold open, they start with the idea of music being able to transcend boundaries and this belief being multicultural. But then to actually literalize it and then have him burn the fucking house down figuratively, but then you get to see the literal action of it. It's like, I guess everyone has that relationship with music. Everyone has something that they can go to and be like, that brought something out of me. But to see that literalized I guess for me, it kind of just finally put something together where it's like, oh, of no fucking way. Like, this is cultures all over the world have their own music, their own dance, and like seeing the Asian influence and aspect thrown in too, and like the
Yeah.
old tribal African thrown in, and just the different movements and the way that they move and how it all mixes together is, I mean, first off, swinging for the fences, Coogler. Good for you. Like taking a
Yeah.
home run hack. But then
Yeah.
to be able to execute on such a grandiose, just big ass idea in the way that they do. I really, because at the beginning, when I saw the music thing, I was like, I know music's a part of this. I didn't know that was like, that is the true catalyst for, that's the inciting event, and it happens an hour in, but that's it. That's the one. Without that, you have no Remick. You have not, like, you have nothing. And it's just him burning down the house with his performance. That's it. And it's
Right.
done. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that burning was done practically, by the way.
And I was just, when I was watching it this last time, I was like, how in God's green earth did they pull that off safely? A, and then B, like, they had to have done that last shot of the shoot. Like, that's the only way. So then, I'm thinking about, as a performer, you just went through the killing and all this other stuff, and then you're going to burn it down. No better way to end the shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gravy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so cool.
Soon after, Smoke and Stack realize that the patrons are paying with company scrip or trade or plantation dollars, if you will, which makes it clear that the business can't survive on its own. They need actual money coming into this place. And they have another problem. Remick arrives with his two new friends, and he's offering real money and music in exchange for entry, but they're denied entry because Smoke immediately senses that something isn't right, and he refuses to let them in.
And there's a conversation they have during this little meeting that is incredible. Well, everything about this meeting is incredible. Jack O'Connell's performance, like chef's kiss. That guy is incredible.
Yeah.
But like Smoke or Stack, one of them asks him, "Is like, are you clan?" And how offended he gets in his face. He's like, "No." And we will learn a little bit more about Remick, and Remick has his own tragic story in dealing with colonialization and his family getting pushed out of where they belong.
Right.
There's a lot of depth to this character that we'll come to learn. But yeah, they do deny him, even though they do sing this little ditty, and Smoke starts to bob his head to it because it's a banger. There's a lot of bangers in this movie, but yeah, so they send him away. But they send Mary out to actually, maybe we might need him. So Mary goes to see if like they actually have real money, and is unfortunately turned in this incredible shot where she's walking away, and Remick just raises in the sky, and then it cuts immediately back into the juke joint.
I gotta tell you,
my God,
that actually startled me because I didn't expect him to like just go straight up in the air behind her. I thought he was going to rush her, and then it was like, oh my God, what that way? That's not what I was expecting. So yeah.
Like, for you guys, when you were watching it the first time, did the slobber, like, that he has the drool, did that like immediately just, I don't know. For me, that was my first, like, oh God, fuck. Like, no, go away, get the hell out of here. Like, you can't be here. And just like the way he looks at her, it's just like such an intense stare. He's like so hungry.
He
is.
Yeah.
And like the eyes, which were contacts that were hand painted, so every time they're in those, they can't see shit, so they had to be led around the set. But the eyes, I think, are the coolest part. I do like the slobber though, because it's a literal salivating at the thought of eating.
And Mary does it later, and it's like, ugh, no.
Mary does it later, and I have a lot of feelings about that.
Yo, I can't wait. I know where this
we'll
is
get
gonna
there.
go. I'm
But
excited.
Well,
golly,
pretty much coming up here because Mary goes back in, and now
she gets invited
asks,
though.
Yeah, I was going to say, she asks for permission to come in, and Cornbread's looking at her like, what are you doing? Why do you need permission? And yeah, come on in. because now that she's a vampire, obviously vampires have to be invited into homes and places. So that's what happened. So she returns and she goes up to Stack, and they go into this storage closet where she seduces him and then fatally bites him. So again, that is, we see that. And this is where the drool comes into, because he's like, dang, you drooling. And she wipes it off.
And then he's like,
then it cuts away.
more.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You like
Okay.
it? Oh yeah. There's that scene.
So before we get to that though, too, she also has another incredible line where she tries to like make out with him. He's just like, no, you're married. And she's like, you rob trains, but you can't steal this pussy for one night. It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
God damn. And
She's
so,
got,
she takes him in, and she ends up like takes her jewel and spits in his mouth. And I remember the first time I watched that, I was like, I don't hate that.
It's very unoriginal to say it, but this is one of the sexiest movies that I've seen in just a really long time. And I know that I mean, it comes off super creepy, but at the same time, I never was a person that was like vampires equal sexy. I've never been that. And then I saw this and I was like, vampires equal sexy. Fine, I'm out. Like, you guys,
Right.
Like,
You
no
just need to
way.
see Haley Steinfeld as a vampire spit into Michael B. Jordan's mouth, and then it's all of a sudden gonna click.
Yeah. No, I mean that's nice. That's a nice piece, but golly, like she's naturally owning every moment, whether she's turned or not. But just the way that she walks in, and as a vampire, and like the combined consciousness element, Remick knows exactly what her power is, and then he just like ups it to a 10, and she's already, I'm down. Let's do this.
Right.
And she just, there's nothing any human on planet Earth could have done to get out of that. I'm convinced. Like, no way.
Yeah,
No one's walking out.
I'm turning into a vampire is what's gonna happen.
It'll be all right. It won't hurt.
Well, Stack sends Sammy in to like go get him. And so he walks in, this kid walks in on him, and they're having sex. This is before she bites him. And he's like, whoop, sorry. Goes out, goes back out to Smoke and says, I can't do that. He's getting busy in there. And he's like, I told you to go in there. I'm not doing that alone. So
that's the best part. I'm not doing it. You do it.
You do it. So Smoke goes in there. And by that time, she's ripped his throat open, and there's blood everywhere. Smoke shoots her multiple times, and it looks like she's down, but then she just starts laughing, and she gets up and then just races out and escapes. And there we go. So,
dude, how she runs out is kind of funny. Like she just has all these holes in her, and she's kind of like hauling us out. But she also pulls an Evil Dead kind of moment where she's like, we're gonna kill every last one of you. And it's so good. And before we move on, I did want to bring up Sammy, because Sammy's been crushing on that one singer lady, and he has his own moment with her, which was insane, because she's all like, I walked like 8 miles to get here or something. And he's like, I don't care. And he just deep dives right into her crotch, which was impressive, but also like,
dude, he says, I just want to taste you. What?
Yes.
What? On a real note, cool. On a like emotional note, take a break, buddy.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Like, it's pretty incredible how this movie made all these men so much cooler than real life men, because I will never be as cool as any of the males in this movie.
No.
Or as smooth. It's just like it's unfair.
I've never thought of teaching cunnilingus in a metaphor with an ice cream cone. I've never thought about that. And
but leave it
to Stack, and he just it's just like licking an ice cream. I'm like, what? Where was he for me? I needed that.
So Stack was kill number 4.
Sammy gets his thing.
Stack was kill number 4, and after Mary is gone now, and then Cornbread is also turned because he went out to go pee, and we don't see this. It's off screen. And that's kill number 5. We will get back to him here in a minute.
Right.
Because he does come up to the door, and Annie asks, because he's doing the same thing, he has to be
Yep.
invited back in. And so
Yep.
Annie's asking him, why do you need an invite? And he's kind of hemming and hawing and stalling. And I mean, things are getting real here because of what just happened, with Stack. So
Yeah. A
Smoke,
brother dying is really dampens their evening.
Yeah.
exactly. So Smoke basically shuts down the juke joint early, but it's already too late because Stack comes back, no longer human. He's driven off when Annie uses garlic. She's got like this pickled garlic, jar of pickled garlic, and just launches it at him. And so that repels him. And the patrons, they all leave and they're attacked and turned. And so we're going to jump here because we get kills 6 through 70 just in this scene. And we don't see all of these. We see them, the end result here of these patrons. And I got to say, this is my favorite scene in the entire movie.
It's,
there's a very cool Irish jig taking place right outside with the undead and Remick leading it. And I just almost fell to the floor with how cool this was. I mean, it's just man.
Yeah, Jack O'Connell gets to showcase because he's actually a very accomplished Irish tap dancer.
Yep.
He's won competitions. He knows what he's doing here. And this is one of the coolest songs for sure. And it's reminding me of this other podcast I was listening to where this comedian's talking about this movie. He's like, I kind of felt bad because when the Racist Vampires song came on, I was tip tapping my toe. This thing was so cool. And it is an incredible song. It's the Rocky Road to Dublin. And good God, what a fucking banger. I know I've said that many times, but one of the best scenes. And
go ahead, you got it.
No, I just gonna say just one of the coolest scenes, seeing all the people just getting down, dancing, and it's so cool.
My only note on that was at the very end when he's done singing and everyone is just in this joyous ball around him, and it's like he just hit the game-winning shot. It's just that. No wonder you that's such an easy sell. That's just pure camaraderie. They are all just so happy at that one moment, whether it's, genuine happiness or forced, whatever, but it's just pure joy. And it's wow. Right. Yeah, no, I there is a moment where it's maybe they would be better if they just submitted and turned and then they go get the clan or some other shit. I don't know. But yeah,
that could have been a cool movie.
It's better than my Vampire Hunters one I mentioned at the top. So what are you going to do?
But it is kind of crazy because it's not until the garlic water thing that they actually officially learn it's vampires. Because originally Annie was thinking they're Humayir, some other spirit. Yeah, a different kind of spirit. And then she's like, oh, nope, we've got vampires. So now we're officially naming it in this vampire movie.
That's right. And then Annie explains to the group how to fight them, what keeps them out, what can kill them. But Remick is a pretty patient dude. He's been waiting, and now that he's got this small army of patrons, there's no reason for them to rush. They're just waiting for an invitation. That's all they need. And then out of nowhere, Cornbread eats a drunk patron who's trying to get back in. And he's just for a big boy, Cornbread moved pretty fast and tackled this guy and did it for kill 71.
Yeah, I had flashbacks to watching Ray Lewis play in the NFL. He lays this fucker out.
Dude,
no shit.
With the amount of speed he's moving with, you get the man in the combine. He's got around 40. We just got to see it. But the other part that sucks, or at least that's really kind of crazy about that, is that's when we first see Bo turn. Bo went out for the car and he's back now and he's just standing next to this shit. And Grace is there, man dying. What are you going to do something? Are you going to react? And he just cool as a cucumber. and he's just like
And-
playing with his hair, doing the whole thing. It's like, whoa.
And I'm glad they didn't show him being turned, because this
Yes.
created a moment of, wait a minute, is he okay? He acts like he's okay. And then his eyes do their little vampire thing.
Mm.
You realize, oh shit, they got him too.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's number 72.
And Remick really ups the ante here
Mhm.
when Remick is talking about Bo's daughter, Lisa, and how he is aware of her. And if they do not let him in, he will go and kill her. So he's kind of, he's not seeming so jolly and jiggy right now. He's kind of like,
Can I ask you guys like a legit question here? Do you think that was
No.
just a pure bluff? Like, on the real, do you think they're not
Nah.
going anywhere? I don't think, but what do you guys think?
I think he like wouldn't have gone right then and there, but I think like after business, he would have probably gone and gotten her. Like
Yeah.
maybe like the next night.
Right.
Yeah, because she stayed in town, obviously, because this isn't a place really for a child.
Right.
But no, I think you're right. I think he would have followed through. Maybe not that night, but I think he would have followed through.
I just think
and
he was going after everyone in the building first. Like, he didn't have any care
Right.
for anyone other than getting Sammy out of there. So like, it's an
Right.
effective bluff, but I also like, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, motherfucker ain't going nowhere. He wants Sammy.
Right.
Like, he's very clear about this, but he
Well, he
plays the right
does-
heartstring.
He does make his real intentions clear with Sammy, because we learn that Sammy has that power with that one scene to kind of transcend and summon ancestors, and Remick is desperate for that. He wants to get in touch with his ancestors who were
Mhm.
kicked out of their
Mhm.
land, and that's what he's really after, is camaraderie, his family, like all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
yeah, and Sammy's the key to that, because it's powerful, incredible music.
Yeah, man. He said, "Hey, I will spare the rest of you if you just turn over Sammy." So
Yeah.
yeah.
But they don't.
Nope, they do not.
They tell
Is
him
that-
to kick rocks, and
Is that the first time that he hits like one of the hard Sammy? Like, he does that at least a
No,
couple times.
he does. Yeah, I think that's his first time, and then the second time is the best one, where it's kind of like a jump scare
That's it.
Right.
Dude. Sammy. It's like, hell
with his
yeah,
long
brother.
ass fingers.
Well, and then he, along with Stack and Mary, try to persuade the survivors, offering immortality, freedom, and escape, from this world. And they even reveal a second threat, and that's Hogwood. Now, he was the landowner that sold them the mill in the first place.
Mhm.
And now we find out, not only after he said the clan doesn't, doesn't even exist here anymore. That's what he told the brothers when they were buying the mill. Well, now we find out, not only is he a part of the Ku Klux Klan, he's like their grand wizard.
Mhm.
So, and he's planning this attack on the mill, like the next day at dawn. So we get that little tidbit there, but still, the survivors inside absolutely refuse to do business here. So,
Until Grace is too scared about her daughter, and she
Yep.
ends up inviting everybody
Yo.
in.
what did she say?
And,
Something
like,
like, "All right, motherfuckers, just get the hell in here," or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Come on in.
Yeah,
something
Come
like
on in,
that nature.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, it sucks because you're just like, don't do it. But when she does it, you're like, I mean, I get it. Ugh.
I mean,
But
it
yeah,
leads to like one of the greatest, at least for me, like the aspect ratio stuff. I'm with you guys. It's beyond me. But in the IMAX theater, I was watching, and when like they call it in, they set it up as this battle, which is A, incredible, but B, like they raise it up to the IMAX format. So like
Mhm.
Oh.
it starts on the wide and then it goes up that, and it's just like it sets the
Jeez.
battle so perfectly, and it's like, oh, this shit's about to go down. And so you have these competing elements where it's like, fuck, damn it, they're dying. And then you
Yeah.
also have, no, actually, I think they might be able to handle them. Like, it was really incredible set right there.
And this is a battle royale, because as soon as they rush in, I mean, it just is one after the other. We have Grace and Vampire Bo that go out, kill 73, 74.
And that's a cool scene.
yeah.
God.
Yeah. 3 background jukesters kill 75, 76, and 77. We get Bert and 7 vampires staked, kills 78 through 84. Annie gets staked by Smoke, kill 85. Delta Slim, oh, poor guy. He doesn't get it just once. He gets bitten by a swarm of vampires. That was a sad one for me, for Delta Slim.
He has a heroic moment, though, because, like, he draws the vampires to him. He cuts his veins and the blood. Like, he draws them to him so others have a chance to escape.
And he specifically gives Sammy the call for the future. He's like, no, take that with you. Go make music. Like, I'm stopping here, but you go.
Yep.
It's cool. And then Sammy's lover is bitten by Remick for kill 87.
Jeez.
And
Then we get Vampire Cornbread, Vampire Pearline, and Vampire Joan, plus 27 other vampires. They are burned by the sun. And
because Remick has a final little battle with Sammy when he and this is where he does that Sammy.
Yeah, dude.
Jumps out after Sammy. And Sammy, dude, he fucking hits Remick with his guitar, and the steel, the silver plate in the guitar gets lodged in his face,
it's
like cutting it in half.
I'm definitely
so cool.
leaning into the snake thing more. It's very similar to how the snake is cut at the beginning. I swear on my eyes it's doing that, because I was like, I was looking for a way to get the snake back in by the end of this, and I found it. But no, that
touche.
It's just incredible scene, incredible setup.
Oh my gosh.
Golly.
Well, and then we have, I mean, we go from 87 kills up to 118 like that. I mean, it's just insane.
And like just the background when this is all going down, because like the sun is coming up, the sky is fucking beautiful. It's one of the best looking scenes you'll ever find, and Remick ends up getting burned as well. And it's kind of a cool moment where we learn that when Remick gets hurt, his hive that he has created also feels that. So when he gets hit with the guitar, like everyone's just like, they're grabbing their faces as well, and they burn, and he burns, and then he turns into this cool ass fire tornado, and it's pretty sick.
Kill 119 is Remick.
Yeah.
So we're still plodding along here, but wait, there's more coming up.
There is more. There's a lot more. Smoke then sends Sammy away to safety. And we get another cool scene. I say the coolest scenes a lot in this movie, but I love this scene where Smoke stays back to confront Hogwood and his men when they show up. And he shows just his craftiness with how he kind of lures them in, and it's great.
Well, and especially since we're dealing with the Ku Klux Klan, to see them just massacred like this really warmed the cockles of my heart. Right?
Doesn't it? It just makes you tickle pink. It's just golly, you're just like, I like that. More of that, please.
So they show up to the juke joint, and the door's locked, and they're trying to get in. Well, Smoke is like on the other side of the building in the bushes, waiting with his ammunition, his weapons. And he starts with like a shotgun, and he runs out of ammo, and then he picks up like an automatic weapon and just starts like, he must have got that from one of the mobsters in Chicago, right?
Oh yeah.
And guns down 13 of the Klansmen right
plus
there.
A grenade.
Plus a grenade that he tosses into the truck as it's going away with like 3 of the survivors.
Yeah.
And that ends that. So now we're up to 132 kills. Hogwood is hit in the stomach, but he's not dead. Not yet.
And Smoke realizes he's hit and is dying. And this scene made me weep the first time I saw it, because he sees Annie, who's nursing their daughter, and he's smoking, and like this, the way Annie says it, just like it gets me every time. She's like, "You put that thing out. I don't want the smoke get into this baby and I want
Yeah.
you to hold your daughter. And it's just like, oh my God, like what an emotional moment. But before he holds the daughter, he fucking like puts 37 rounds into fucking hogwood.
Yeah, he's done. And then he passes away and from his wounds, and that's kill 134. Good God.
134.
Yeah. And I will
Not too
say that
shabby.
I love where this goes next. I love what they did here with this next scene. So Sammy survives, but he doesn't return to the life his father wanted. He actually does. Now, this is where we cut back to the very beginning of the film where he shows up at the church.
Yep.
So this is the next day, the first scene of the movie where he walks in and he's covered in blood and everything else. But he doesn't stick around for long. He actually does leave for Chicago. And then we cut 60 years later to 1992. And I hope that people did not start to leave. I'm sure they started to leave the theater, but because the credits start to roll. But it's one of those movies where they put scenes throughout the end credits. And it's really important to watch those because it's a very, very touching scene. And so we see him in 1992, a very successful blues musician. This version of Sammy is played by the legendary Buddy Guy, an incredible blues musician in real life. And he's sitting there in this bar and the place is closing up and he's visited by two familiar faces, Michael.
Yeah, we get Stack and Mary still looking the same, but in sick ass 90s fashion. And it's then revealed that Smoke spared Stack on the condition that Sammy would be left alone. But now that he senses that Sammy is dying. So he shows up to kind of offer him a choice to become one of them and escape death. But Sammy, he refuses because he's like, I've lived a full, beautiful life, and that is more than enough. And before they leave, though, Sammy plays them one more song, and one of my favorite lines in this movie, he's asks them that even though it turned to shit for a few hours there, it was the greatest day of his entire life. And Stack agrees because it was the last time he saw his brother and the last time that he saw the sun. And for just a moment, everyone was free that night. And
what an amazing note to go out on.
Yeah.
You know, this blood fest of a movie with 134 kills and then to transition into that kind of an ending. I mean, that was pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like it's pure cinema.
Absolutely. And there it is. Final kill count, 134, as I mentioned. Favorite character? I think for me, it was tough, but I think from the time we met him, he just had the energy I loved. That was Delta Slim.
He's a great little side character. I love him. I don't hate any character in this, even Remick. Like I love every single person in this movie. So picking a favorite is difficult, but I'm going to go with Annie. I love Annie.
Yeah.
I think she's such an important piece to this core group, especially to the brothers and their all around arc. I think doesn't go anywhere without Annie. So Annie's my favorite character.
Yeah.
You boys took two of the horses right there.
Both of your answers?
God. I think like there's a part of me that wants to get cute and say some shit like Perlene and just the energy she brings, or Mary. I gotta be true to my roots here though. I gotta go Smoke. I think that the effectiveness of him as the muscle and the common sense and all of that, also mixed with him as an emotional center. It really all kind of it's a really well done, I guess, portrait of him. Not that, I mean, all the characters are awesome, like you guys said, but yeah, if my first two picks are off the board, I gotta go Smoke at number 3.
It's fair.
Kurt, what was your favorite kill in this?
Other than the snake?
Always back to the damn snake.
Yeah. No. Golly. I think if I'm being honest, it's got to be Mary on Stack, literally. But I just think that's got to be that's my number one, just because it really does turn things on screen in a way. Like I feel like that scene, or in the aftermath, that's what gets Michael B. the Oscar for my money, is him reacting to that as smoke, and just like the levels that you see, and then immediately playing back with Stack's energy as a vampire. But I think that's my number one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where are you guys at?
I think mine is Remix, just because I love the effects of his face all like cut up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Same for me. It's
Remix.
Remick. I just like the effect, and just that it was Remick,
and
So
that beautiful sunset. Like, golly,
it was really, the
Who doesn't-
cinematography on this film was beyond incredible, and I'm glad again they got an Oscar for that.
Yes.
And rightfully so, because their use of light, atmosphere, mood, everything. I mean, they got it right. It was amazing. So yeah.
I think that, at least for me, I'll keep it quick, but the way they shoot the church is incredible, because it's wide open when Sammy doesn't need him, but it is buttoned shut, and it is dark when he needs him the most. And it's just like, there is something there. I mean, there's just so many layers to it, but it's just, there's so many different moments similar to that, where it's just, it's tiny, it's small changes to the way that they're presenting you something, but boy, there's something beautiful about the way that movie is constructed in a visual sense. Not to not to belabor all the different narrative features as well.
Right.
Yeah, and there's
Michael,
so
what
many
was your
that,
favorite? Go
there's
ahead.
just so many like the narrative stuff that we can't even begin to get into. Like, this is such a rich movie that you could spend literally all day looking into the themes of everything. Like, it's incredible, and one that I think is going to make it so rewatchable is just getting new things each time, because there's so much to get.
What was your favorite scene, Michael?
That's tough. It's got to be either Sammy's performance of "Lie to Me" or Remic's performance of Rocky Hill's "Road to Dublin." I have a hard time picking between those two, but I might go "Lie to Me" just because of kind of more the technical aspects that went into that one were crazy. So I'll go with "Lie to Me," but both of those are it's neck and neck.
This was hard because there's so many great scenes in this movie. And I was kind of like, oh God, how do I even pick? But I think it's Remic's Irish jig out in that just really, because it was so unexpected and it's just so cool. I was like, I went back and watched it a couple of times this past, when I watched it for the podcast again. I went back and just watched that a little bit, because it was just how it starts and how it just was all choreographed. For me, I think it was that.
And there's a cool little detail in that scene, like you see Michael B. Jordan in there, freshly turned, and he's just like stomping his feet and clapping his hands. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
And Mary's right there with him. They're just having the time of their life.
Cornbread's there. Cornbread's doing circles.
And he's all blown up from getting shot. The one that I just want to throw out there as being an a-hole, as I tend to be sometimes, is Perline's song. After Mary has been turned and Perline gets on stage and she starts singing, and the place is more of a traditional club-like vibe, where it's just like, man, these people it's beautiful energy. These people are just grinding, having fun, doing their thing. And she is up there and she is owning every centimeter of that stage. For me, that is my last moment of freedom before I know that the vampires are here and we're screwed. But at the very least, I got to have that song. So.
Yeah. True.
I'm surprised your favorite scene wasn't the snake.
No,
me too.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, guys, it's the snake. But at the same time, I can't hit that hobby horse again. You guys, come on.
Jeez.
It's fair. It's fair.
How screwed are we? There is no chance whatsoever of me surviving this movie. I would be, I'd be one of the first ones to go, I'm sure. I would not be dumb enough to invite them in, but I think I would not stand a chance against the vampire clan here in this movie.
I mean, yeah, like, let's just assume I'm cool enough to be allowed in the juke joint anyway in the first place. But let's say I am in there. I mean, I'm letting Mary back in for fucking damn sure. And then Remek's so cool. Like, he would convince me. He'd be like, come on. I'd be like, all right. Like, I'd listen to him sing and I'd be like, okay, sold. Let's get someone more of those dance moves in here. And so, yeah, no, I'm totally screwed. I don't think there's a vampire movie that I would survive, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I already buried it. You know, I'm done at the snake. I have a heart attack.
True.
But no, on a real scale, like there's a negative chance. Like if I was in this world at all, I would have been dead before the movie started. So, inside the movie itself, yeah, no shot. Like no, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
No.
So we do have a final boy score, as Sammy is the one who gets out. What do you give him, Michael? 1 to 10.
Sammy's cool as fuck, man. Like, Sammy's a real one. I'm gonna give him an 8. An 8. Yes.
Okay. Kurt?
Brian, can I kick it back to you?
You may.
Okay.
8 is what I give him as well. Kurt, what do you say?
Damn. Just to kind of mix it up, I'll go 7.
Okay.
No reason. Just to
Kurt
mix
hates
it up.
Sammy.
Hey, you don't get to say that, dude. He's my guy, dude. Stop.
And a star grade for the movie on a scale of 1 to 5. For me, this was kind of an easy 5.
5. Yeah. It's a top 15 movie of all time for me.
Yeah.
So it's easy 5.
Right.
It's a 4.5 on mine, and for no other reason than I didn't. I guess there's certain element to the end of it that just got a little. It got a little bit too big for me, and this is a me problem. It's not a movie problem. So I want. This is a 5-star movie. It's a Kurt is a 4.5.
Question.
Issue. Yeah.
If Pauline would have spit in Sammy's mouth, would it be
Dude.
a 5-star?
Wow.
Wow.
Let's just say that could have earned I don't know if we're going to go
quarter
stars.
of a star, right?
Yeah, I'll give you 4.75 if we get more spitting mouths. If we get more talk of cunnilingus, I might bump it up the next quarter star. You don't know. I don't know.
All right, slasher survival tip. If something dangerous is asking to be invited in, don't negotiate, don't get curious, and don't open the door. Some evils only have power because you give them permission. So there it is.
Well done.
There it is. Words of wisdom as always.
Coming up, we have your scare preview, but first, let's talk about our good friend Courtney from the Jaunty Haunts podcast. Courtney and we are good friends who started our podcast the very same week back in October of 2024. And she kept a secret for a lot of years that she can see ghosts.
She can, and her experiences give me chills. Like, I can't imagine living the life that she does, but she does it graciously, and she's invites others onto her show to share their experiences as well. So if you're into anything paranormal, Courtney's going to have a cool story for you. So check out Jaunty Haunts wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Can I just say, I know I'm not supposed to talk, but Courtney's a legend, okay? In every sense of the word. I'm jaunty for life, baby.
Nice. As are we.
the scare preview.
All right, there are some new movies coming out that I am excited about. One of them, Michael, is a movie called Saccharine. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. This is another body horror film.
Okay.
And Natalie Erica James, who's done some good horror in the past, she wrote it and directed it. Stars Midori Francis, Madeline Madden, Danielle McDonald, and others. And after succumbing to an obscure weight loss craze involving eating human ashes, lovelorn medical student Hannah finds herself terrorized by the ghost of the person she's been eating. The trailer is disgusting, but it's so good. And it will be in theaters on May 22nd. So look for that.
Okay. I'm into that. Eating ashes of dead people. That's always fun.
Of course.
My scare preview also is fun, at least in name. So the movie is called Monkey's Magic Merry Go Round. And it is about a children's TV show host who is ensnared in a case of amnesia and must confront his missing memories as his puppet co-stars turn on him. This one looks batshit crazy. It's directed by Aidan Leary, and it is coming to cinemas May 19th. The trailer's just been released, and I am all about it. There's been something about children TV show horror movies that's been very big lately, and this is another one of those. But it has a monkey, and I love monkeys, so I'm excited.
Well, I mean, it's all about monkeys.
It is.
So
it's the only thing I care about.
All right. So is there anything exciting coming up, Kurt, that you want to talk about? Any movies?
I mean, there's plenty, but and I'm sure you guys have hit on it. I'm missing it. One's Obsessed. That one just looks absolutely insane. And I think the other one's Passengers. I'm probably missing that one on it. But that one had the trailer in front of Scream 7. Boy, that one looks like it is just gonna freak me out and fuck me up. But yeah, those are probably the big two at this moment.
Okay, perfect. Well, that wraps it up for episode 67. I want to thank it's Michael's friend. You guys have known each other forever. I just met him tonight, and I think he actually likes me more than he likes Michael now. So my new good friend, Kurt, thank you for joining us on the Opening Kill podcast. This has been fun.
Oh, thank you guys. It's like I said at the beginning, a pleasure to be on with the legends.
Oh, wow.
That's us.
Does he always do this, Michael?
He's a flatterer. He's got a silver tongue. You got to watch out for him.
Need to have him back then, I guess.
Probably do. When we need an ego boost.
Yeah. When you guys are feeling down, clear out. I'm in. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you help yourself. You guys are great.
All right. Thanks again, Kurt, for joining us on this episode. And make sure you're subscribed to us. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Tell all your friends about us. Give us all those 5-star ratings. And that YouTube thing, that's taken off too, Michael.
Yeah, we've got one of those. YouTube.com, the website's where you can find us. We've got the video version and the audio version up there. Plus, we have little clips of the incredible moments from the show. So check out those on our YouTube shorts. It's all on the same page, nice and convenient for you. And if you have a movie suggestion, we're kind of all tapped out for this season, but if you want to hear something for next season, be sure to email us. You can do that at openingkillpod@gmail.com.
It's kind of cool because we are officially halfway to Halloween, and we only have 4 episodes left in our second season before our summer break, and then we'll be back in time for spooky season later this year. But we still have some fantastic films coming up, our last 4. We're going to keep those kind of close to the vest right now, but we are going to have some very special guests joining us throughout the next 4 films. So make sure you check us out every Thursday. Thanks for listening and or watching, and we will see you next Thursday.
Opening Kill is produced by Mystic Cloud Productions and hosted by Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran. New episodes drop every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And don't forget, you can watch the video versions on YouTube. See you next time, if you survive.